Okay, so I'm going to start something new with back testing. Um, I'm going to start at the end of the week as if I was marking up and um, getting ready for the market to open up on Sunday. So right here is the 4 hour. Supposed to be green. I got rid of everything else on the chart. Just have the foundation levels, and I just drew this fib to show like the completion of the 4 hour fib. Um, I mean, I can draw a zone here, but foundation level all through there, and a zone here, but foundation level also all through there. Right now, it looks like uh, it's on the 4 hour. I mean, I wouldn't really consider that divergence. Um, but it technically did complete the fib. So let's go to the 1 hour. With the 1 hour, okay, now that's looking like divergence. So we'll go ahead and mark that up. All right, divergence on the 1 hour. Let's see if we have any zones we can add. I guess there could be one through here. This way we can see like areas that price may want to go to. Go ahead and make that the 1 hour. Also up here, but price is kind of far away from there, so we'll get to that if and when we need to. All right. So also looking on the 1 hour, we did complete our fib, but the daily trend line is right there. And we saw on the 4 hour, there's also there is also a foundation level underneath there to be mindful of, just in case it does go down more. All right, so on the minor structure, all right, so we have a break of structure here, breaking that lower low to create an even lower low. Wait to see how it goes. Yeah, so it's confirmation of the continuation to the downside. But we can also go ahead and place a fib here. But if we're thinking about placing a fib for the minor structure, we wouldn't really be looking at that one. It'll be more like impulse correction continuation. So it'll be this one right here, which also would be broken right here. So it's the same, but I was looking at and referring to the wrong point. So here we had the test, break and retest to continue further down. And then it did it again here. Test, break, and retest here to continue further down. On the 15-minute, I mean, there is divergence starting from here on down. Let's mark that off. I'll just make this smaller since it's smaller divergence. Okay. Up to there. All right. So since we do have divergence forming, starting around here, it's not really a trend, but let's see if we can make a trend line. Maybe that. And then maybe one on the top. And we'll just do that to differentiate between the two. All right, so we're looking for price either continue down a little further or to break and retest to go up. So we'll just play this out a little bit. Okay, so it did continue down further, hit TP2 and got really close to the trend line. Sometimes it doesn't hit it exactly, but it did get close. So we did get that break and retest of this one right here. Hmm, you know what? I'm just going to enter just to see. The confluence would be there's minor divergence there, and there's a break and retest of the divergence trend line. And then there's also a completion of the fib and a bounce off of the trend line there. So I'll say it'll be a buy. Let's do a little baby fib here. And that'll be up to the area or up to this area. I'm going to do it up to this area. This is just a way of me kind of seeing what works, getting getting more familiar with stopping points. That'll be minor. Okay, so I'm gonna say to here, and then this right up under that last one. Okay, let's do it over. TP here. Stop loss there. Yeah, so that'd be like 2 to 1. All right, so let's see. Okay, so this trend line obviously is not a good trend line. We'll chuck that. Um, let's see. What about all right. Okay, that's still 0. All right. Yep. Let's see if we get a break and retest. Okay. All right. So let's just scrap that trend line, even though there was a break and retest. Let's see if we do one from, okay, there's one from there. And then this right here is, this is a test break and retest. Let's just make that like that. All right. It's the test. This is the break. And this is the retest to buy it up. Okay. Let's go back here and see how to identify that. Okay, there's a little minor divergence. Maybe there's, all right, let's see what happens here. No, there's nothing to retest in this area. No. What about this one up here? No. Okay. So let's slow this down. Okay. So this point right here, this was the last lower high. And then it broke out here. and then kept forming higher highs. So that's the breakup structure there. So that's how we're identifying that. Okay. So let's see. All right. And right around here, that is kind of what says break and retest. But you also see here that it's forming some structure here. So this one, we'll go ahead and draw out that trend line. And this trend line actually is just a counter trend line. Yeah, so this one we'll draw that out. And then we'll either wait for a break and retest there, or we'll wait for it to go back to retest the last higher low. And we'll see if that's okay. See if that's a play that could be repeated or replicated later on in trading. So for this right here, we'll go ahead and do another buy, even though we know it's a buy, but we'll take it, just say up to 0, and then take the stop loss. Would have got in right there, so we'll take it to a little bit below there. But really, it wouldn't be okay. Yeah, and then play it out. Okay, and then stop there because that's actually another entry. Buy and buy up to here. Okay, really, that's being very aggressive. Yeah, she buy it up. But you know what? We're learning because that's also an area. Yeah, so we're gonna keep it there. See what happens. Should always just take it to negative. I mean to TP1. What? This is a this is another opportunity to get in. So we'll get in again. Should we change our TP? We probably should, but we're not because we're learning things the hard way today. And then there's another entry if we're still believing our bias is correct. Hold on, what's going on? Impulse correction, continuation. Okay, no structure has been broken. Now, if this goes back up to TP1, it'll, hold on, let's see what this looks like. Okay. Mm. Okay, it's taking forever for price to play out. After this plays out, we'll go and see how many missed opportunities there was. So, okay, so in the past, I probably would have gotten out after I kept losing, but my bias was correct. Yay! All right, so all right, what am I doing? Okay. All right, so yeah, it went and hit TP2. So there was, let's look at all of the entry opportunities. This is the break. This is the retest. Okay. And then what is, because I got it again. Let's see, what's another area? Maybe it's not the prettiest trend line. And maybe it would have been more like that. That looks good. Okay, so this could have been another entry. What color is this? Break. Retest. Okay. I mean, that all looks very valid. I mean, these could have been test break and retest, but to be safe, this was a definite 1, 2, 3 entries. I don't think I took more than 3, but yeah, that looks good. But what would have been the safest thing to do would be to just take it here for the first trade. And then once I, yeah, for this trade right here, take it up to there. And then once I got back in, still to get to here. Hold on. Yeah, still to get to here. And then maybe at this one, I mean, because it did go all the way down to 78, which means that it's gonna more than likely get here, especially since it's that trend line coming through there and that zone. But it may take a while. So here will really be the only place that I should have possibly took it all the way up to TP2. And let's see how long this took. Tuesday. Okay, like 7 days. But let's see, from that break Monday to the entry, that took a day, and then I would have been out there the next day. And then I mean, I could have taken it right there too. That's another. Mhm. And then this is Wednesday, and that would have, yeah, that would have taken a long time to play out because it's a bunch of consolidation. But yeah, they entered again and played out there. All right, so that's good. I did almost 30 minutes of back testing. And let's see, where's my trade log? Let's do my, let's see how I did. Okay. List of trades. Okay. I know I messed up at least one of these. Total trades 3, all 3 winning. I could have sworn I mean that looks good. I could have sworn I did some that I lost though. Okay. But yeah, that was my back testing session for the day. Let's go ahead and get that saved.